Hey guys, welcome to we're going to call it a special episode of the Subtle Foodie Podcast. No guests today, just me and Frank, and we're going to chew the fat.
Because we still like food.
We still like food. And even if there's not a guest, there's still time for food.
And lots to talk about.
Yeah. So we're going to talk about some restaurant openings, some restaurant closings.
Exciting things.
Some things going on.
Some sad things.
Should we start with the sad things and then move on to the good things?
And I think that's important because as we're both business owners.
Right.
And for me, I think one of the things that should be celebrated in our country more than anything else is the birth of a new business.
Oh, yeah.
At the same time, I think one of the saddest things in America, the land of the free market society, one of the saddest things is the closing of a business.
Yeah, true.
I mean, it breaks my heart, and I don't even know the person.
Yeah.
But I see a business close. I know that supplies aren't being purchased, people aren't being employed, potentially very good product is not being delivered to marketplace, and the world's a poorer place for a business closing. Potential.
I guess maybe it depends on
how's
the
that for a qualifying statement?
A good qualifying statement. We're going to have some asterisks during this podcast. So a couple to talk about. Actually, a place I really used to like, Brio. So over by the mall.
Big place.
Huge place. Closed, then reopened.
After the pandemic.
But under a new owner.
That's why.
Yeah, they were under a new owner.
I thought they were a national chain.
They are. They're owned by Landry's now.
Were they?
No, wait. I'm sorry, Darden, not Landry's.
So they're not franchised. They just have a general manager.
It's a corporate, corporate structures as far as I'm aware. So Brio, which again, huge location, huge thing to staff, huge rent.
And if they're part of the Darden's chain, it's not like they don't have access to supplies, quality ingredients.
You would think. Yeah. Although I may be saying that wrong. It could be Landry's. Maybe our tech wizard can.
Because years ago, when we first moved to the Woodlands years ago, we took my aunt who had visited from Manhattan, who eats some of the finest food in the world. We took her to Brio's, and this would have been 6 years ago, right after we moved to the Woodlands. Mm-hmm. And we had a fantastic meal and experience. But of course,
carpaccio was really good. It's always on a big, huge plate, very well done, very well dressed, little salad, little crispy things.
And so they were closed during the pandemic or during the height of it. And so who took them over after that?
Well, it's either Darden or Landry's. We'll figure that out. Okay. They bought them, reopened them, thought they could do it. But again, as we've talked about before, staffing issues, supply chain issues is always going to be a challenge. So Brio, so that's one. I know there's some on my list I don't have, but Flourish Bakery in Conroe.
Oh, so, I've heard about it. It's still haven't been there.
Yeah. So, well, it's too late now.
Not now,
but, so Flourish was up in Conroe, really good little bakery, doing a lot of good stuff. A friend of mine, Vanessa Lee.
Baked goods. I love baked goods.
Vanessa Lee, who, she actually started up here. I mean, she had other experience, but she started up here in the Woodlands at Levert Bakery over in Creekside, and then after she did some different projects and different things like chefs kind of always do, and went to Flourish, helped them open and design their menu. Really, really good stuff. I mean, really quality baked goods, good breakfast, good lunch, soups, things like that. And unfortunately, I think they may be a victim of the pandemic and staffing. Again, it's that same kind of thing where couldn't find enough staff, owners working there, 100 hours a week, and eventually that's unsustainable. And,
yes.
So potentially she might reopen, but at least right now closed.
So let me posit this. As a longtime financial professional, portfolio manager, and a close observer of the economy, it seems to me that when there's economic upswings and downturns, that restaurants as a whole are a leading indicator of what's happening economically on scale.
Mm-hmm.
Yes or no?
Yeah, I mean, you're talking about you're getting stuff in such a supply chain that's perishable, right?
Right.
So as opposed to solid goods,
right? You can't store a lot of fresh lettuce.
You can't store those kinds of things. So you're much more susceptible to supply chain swings, right? I think it's staff. I think it's more staffing than supply chain at this point. I think supply chain has come back. Not 100%, but it's come back. But again, it's still at the whim of staffing levels. What are people doing now? Okay, well, everybody found out during the pandemic that you could work from home.
Right.
Right? Everybody found that you can do different jobs. Okay, well, now the jobs that we're paying at restaurants, minimum wage or below, you think about, we were talking about, with Chef Coco about staff getting paid $250, servers getting paid $250 an hour plus tips.
And your tips better be on point.
Yeah, when these restaurants closed, those people went other places and stayed there. So now you've got to backfill all these restaurant jobs and things like that. So Flourish, another one. And then we just recently found out that Paul at Fu Manchung on 2020, yeah, will most likely not be renewing his lease towards the end of the year.
I had a conversation with Paul in my last meal there just literally a week ago. And he was telling me, Frank, the cost increases are so severe that for me to even break even, much less make a profit, I would have to charge you $30 for that bowl of vermicelli. And he just shrugged his shoulders saying, who's going to pay $30 for that?
It's good vermicelli, but
it's really good.
It's not $30.
No, and nobody has that.
Right. Yeah.
The whole point of a bowl of vermicelli is it's not $30.
Cheap eats. Yeah. Right. Well, cheap eats is tough to come by. Yeah. So few restaurant closings. I'm sure we'll see more. Maybe we'll do updates on this later. But on the good side, we've got a much longer list of restaurant openings.
Isn't that shocking?
I
mean, because that's the thing I've seen in the Woodlands. Is it me, or is Woodlands just like this really intense food industry? Point in the Houston area?
So
outside of Houston.
Houston is a good food city no matter what. You can find any cuisine you want in Houston.
True.
Right? If you want
anything, it's here.
If you want, I can't think of a food that you probably could not find at least one of here.
We even have a Russian cafe in Tomball.
There is one in Tomball, yes.
Marushkas.
No.
Is that how
the Marushkas? Holy Crepe.
Holy Crepes.
Yeah, Holy Crepe. She's Siberian, actually.
Oh, that's like real Russian.
Yeah. Yeah. Like real Russian, yeah.
That's like being an American from Texas.
Yeah, that's right.
She is Russian from Siberia.
That's right, yeah. She's Siberian, yeah. Very good crepes, very good, just traditional home-style Russian food. You should go check it out. It's actually on the main street in Tomball. They've been open for a while, though. Okay, so a couple to talk about that have opened, but I want to talk about what you just said, because we're talking about additional restaurants in the Woodlands, but not necessarily mom and pops, not one-offs.
No,
because
every time I see a sign for an opening restaurant, all I can think is, where are they getting the people?
Yeah, I think where are they getting the people, but
nobody
also
else can get people. How is a new business going to get more people?
Well, they're definitely paying more for the people, but we do have a lot of places opening up here that are in other large cities, Houston included, that are, for lack of a better word, chain or corporate owned, but most of them are franchised, owned by local people. So I think that's just as important when you're talking about impact on the community and impact on employment in the community and supply in the community. You're talking about local people opening something, a business.
Yes.
If it's I'm trying to think of one right now that's Kava.
Oh,
is a good one. So
hold on, Diane's place, Diane Kaplan's place.
No, so this is Zoe's.
Okay.
Which was in Indian Springs, closed, rebranded as Kava, which is a more Mediterranean concept. If anybody here has been to Hootie's on research, they closed. Yep. But this is the same kind of concept. Which is really cool.
And my wife loved Hootie's.
I loved Hootie's too. It was really good. Really good. But you're talking about something that's got multiple locations, kind of like Zoe's would, but a local owner. So corporate support, but a local owner, I think is important because you're bringing
almost like Fajita Pete's.
Almost like Fajita Pete's, yeah. Corporate owner, but local, or corporate back, but local owner, local family owned kind of places. Now open on 336 in Conroe, by the way. Come visit us. So here, who do we have? Okay, first of all, we got Dutch Brothers. Let's talk a little bit about coffee. because Dutch Brothers.
I've seen it and have not been.
Okay, so it's on the corner of Gosling and 2978, or no, Gosling and 2920, and it's a drive-through. I don't want to say coffee place because you can't go there and get just coffee. Like you can't get I only drink black coffee, so you can't go there and get a black coffee. It's all of the things that are coffee drinks, like Starbucks, but Frappuccino, and all that kind of other stuff that people drink, not me. So it's coffee, but it's not coffee.
I understand.
It is a chain. It is all over the place. Everybody's very excited, and they have lots of lines. So Dutch Brothers, if you're into that kind of coffee thing, that's one. We got a crumble cookie.
I have been to the crumble cookie.
What do you think?
On 1488.
Honest opinion. We're talking honestly here. Some people like things, some people don't.
That was really good. He makes me laugh. That's one of the reasons I love being here. I can't believe he lets me be here. I should pay to be here. It's so much fun. To be here. Yeah. Or wait, I do.
Yeah. Sponsored by Euro World Motorsports.
I was so excited to try it because my wife talked about it. I'd seen the listings or the mentions on the foodie pages.
Yeah.
Everybody's talking about it. So I'm like, okay, I'm going to get your classic chocolate chip cookie. It was lunchtime. It was a perfect chance to have myself a crumble cookie. And there was an experience to it. The place smelled amazing.
Yeah. Oh, they bake them right there. Yeah.
There was 6 women in line in front of me. I was the only guy there. And I literally thought for a moment, did I come to the right place? Is there a separate, am I in the wrong line?
You thought there was a men's cookie line and a women's cookie line?
There was no men in there. There was only women behind the counter, women baking, women in line to hand them money. I walk in and they all looked at me. I'm thinking, did I walk in the wrong place?
No, they looked at you thinking, that guy's going to buy a lot of cookies.
And that is an honest assessment.
That is an honest assessment.
But I just wanted to try the one.
Yeah. And how was it?
I even waited until I went out to the car so no one would witness my reaction. And I'm glad no one did, and I have not been back.
Well, look, cookies are a very divisive subject.
Oh, and the thing is, I am a cookie fan. Like, as a cookie fan, I enjoy different types of cookies.
But if you're a cookie fan, you've got cookies you don't like. Style of cookie you don't like. If it's cakey, if it's crispy, if it's this, filled, not filled.
But even then, I like cakey cookies in a certain application or a certain context, and I like crunchy cookies. And so, to their credit, it had nothing to do with texture. It was all flavor. That disappointed.
See, my thing about cookies is that they get too sweet.
And that's what was going on here. Is like,
which is counterintuitive, but
no, I'm with you because there are cookies that are so sweet you can only have a few bites. And you're like, wow, I can't eat this for hours because I'm so overloaded.
Yeah.
This cookie just, I don't know. Part of me wants to think it was a bad batch, or I just got the one bad cookie because people are still raving about it and still going there.
Yeah.
And I'm trying to figure what I've missed. That's the problem. It's like, again, I don't want to say anything bad about a restaurant because I know the capital, the time, and the people that go into it work, and you could see they're working hard to produce this cookie.
Of course, they're all working hard, but people have different tastes, and I think that's something to important. We've talked about social media entitlement and all sorts of different things before, but it's important to remember people just have different tastes. Yeah. People like it. Another opening we had was Velvet Taco. I am, and if anybody knows me, they know that I am kind of I don't want to say taco purist or taco snob or whatever, but I believe a taco should be a certain way. I don't like tacos that are filled with all sorts of fixins. I like tacos that are very simple and kind of street taco style, but that's just me. That's what I like. Yeah. Other people, obviously Velvet Taco is going to do very well here. They have lines around the corner.
Yeah, we don't have to like it for them to do well.
Exactly.
And so I don't. And
it's not like they're doing bad because one person doesn't like it.
I don't wish anybody ill. Yeah. I would never wish a fellow business owner ill will, unless of course they're doing something wrong or they're criminals.
But it's important. It's important to remember the difference between personal preference and taste.
Oh, absolutely.
And execution.
Yes, and that's my thing. Is like, I appreciate cookies of all types.
Yeah.
And so like for example, when you go into a convenience store and you have the Mexican food section of like the Mexican cookies and the Mexican chips.
Yeah.
I'll buy the Mexican cookies because I try them.
Yeah.
And there's some I like more than others, but I accept it as, okay, this is how they do this style of Mexico.
Right.
And there's a number of them I do like. In this one, add crumble cookie.
Yeah.
I simply don't get it.
No. And that's what happens. By the way, if you want really good Mexican style cookies, things that you get like El Bolillo in town, go to Veracruz Bakery on 20 Freaking fantastic.
Where? Hold on. Where?
Down, actually, kind of by Fu Manchung.
Okay.
It's down that direction.
Okay. Yeah.
By Chila's and really, really good Mexican bakery. You know.
Now I'm excited to hear this.
Very good. Very good. So if you go in, they got the big cabinets, and you just grab what you want, and self-service, very simple, very, very good. Let's talk, since we're on tacos, let's talk Burrito District.
I still haven't been, and my feed on social media for food is lit up with Burrito District.
Yeah, so Burrito District on Kirkendall at Dowdle, I think it's Dowdle.
Okay.
Over there next to Woodson's Barbecue, or I'm sorry, Woodall's Barbecue,
Woodall's,
which we've been to.
Sorry, we do get those two confused.
Yeah. Very good, I thought, mainly because local owner, these two guys, partners, opened this place. It's a one-off. It is not a franchise. It is not they want to franchise it eventually. They want to become the franchisors eventually, but really, really good. They're using a local bakery to do their tortillas. And they're doing all sorts of different burritos. Interestingly, they're open for breakfast. So like breakfast, lunch, and dinner. They don't have a beer license yet. So they're kind of giving away beer. Don't make a run on them because they're giving away beer.
They give it away at breakfast?
They have really good salsas, really good chips. Actually, their chips are a slightly different style than you're used to at normal Mexican restaurants. A little thicker, a little nice. Salsas were really good. Burrito really good. Well worth that one, I think, to check out.
Well, I mean, I feel like the last one to have been because everybody's talking about it.
You are. I'll leave you a list. We talked about Cava, so that's kind of this Mediterranean concept in Indian Springs.
Okay.
Really good. Just took over the Zoe's spot. All the Zoe's are going to Cavas.
Oh.
All the Zoe's are going to Cavas.
Okay.
Our good friend of the show from Charm and Noe's have opened a new, so Adam and Wannalee have opened a new Noe's in Springwoods Village.
And I've actually been to that one.
And it's a breakfast lunch cafe.
Had their chicken and waffles. And it was funny. It was the first day soft opening thing.
Yeah.
And he loaded me up on the chicken.
Oh, nice.
Nice.
Chicken and waffles. Yeah, really good. He
put like 5 chicken fingers on the waffle. And I ate the waffle and I ate the 3 chicken fingers. And he came over, how is it? I said, I've got 2 fingers left. And he said, do you want to take them to go? I said, please.
Yeah.
I was feeling bad, but I was so full.
Yeah. Really cool pizza concept. I'm sorry. I'm looking at my list. Breakfast, coffee, just cafe concept in a really cool space. They got a little outdoor patio and everything. So that's that one. Okay. We have a couple of wine places. So an Italian, Porto Vino, which is over by Toasted Yolk on East Shore. They went through their soft open, and they're opening some Italian food, wine, all that kind of stuff. And then over by,
because I've been to that Toasted Yolk. Nothing else was open around it when I went.
Yeah, there's nothing. There used to be nothing else here. Yeah. So there's also, and I haven't tried this, Bordeaux Vino and wine.
Not burgers.
Would you look that up?
That's not the one, unfortunately.
I can't remember the exact name. But it is over on Research Forest, over by where Rooster used to be. It was a little controversial because the vendor or the landlord wanted to expand that space and kind of pushed out some other tenants in the space, I think.
He pushed out tenants to make
not
the space available.
Pushed out, but kind of didn't necessarily renew the lease and things like that. So that's open there, but again, another Italian place there, and then a new pizza place. So Pizza Artista.
Oh, I've eaten there.
Very good. Really cool dough. That is actually up there on Research as well, and it is really interesting pizzas. They're out of Louisiana.
Yep.
Came from New Orleans, and just really interesting kind of pizzas, different stuff on them.
I had the
Boudin pizza.
I had their seafood pizza.
Seafood? Yeah, how was it?
It was technically a good pizza. The seafood was
technically a good pizza.
I wound up realizing, this didn't work as a pizza, but I couldn't help but really like the crusty dough. I couldn't help but really like the seafood itself.
Yeah.
I couldn't help but really like the sauce that was on it. I just kind of laughed at myself, like I like everything on this individually. And I was really bummed it didn't work as well as I expected.
Well, I mean, sometimes you have that. So Bordeaux Vino, on Research Forest, is the name of it.
I misspelled Bordeaux.
Well,
No.
I think they might have intentionally done that.
I think they're trying to do
Boardouh.
So that
Bordeaux
means bakery.
Vino.
Why board?
It's a good question. We're gonna have to go there and find out.
We should go there and find out. Yes.
So we talked about Pizza Artista. Then we've got Federal American Grill.
I'm really excited to go there.
Open in Oak Ridge North.
Heard nothing but amazing things about it.
Yeah. So
because they have other Federal American grills.
Yes.
That are famously good.
Yes.
And who's behind that?
Federal American Grill. I'm not sure. We're gonna have to find out.
So they're.
It's not a one-off. There are multiple locations.
Right.
But I'm not sure who.
If there's a franchise or just one wealthy owner.
We're gonna have to find that out.
Or is there another? Or is most famous restaurateur of the world, Tito
Gordon Ramsay. Thomas Keller.
Do you know want me to say his name to you?
I don't know who it is. I don't know who you're talking about.
Landry's guy.
Oh, Fertitta.
Fertitta, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Is that a Fertitta restaurant?
I don't know. We're gonna have to find out.
Anything's possible.
Anything is possible. He could be buying all sorts of stuff. Okay, I got to talk about this one because a friend of mine called me and we went to this place up in Montgomery. Now it's 105, but out towards a little west on 105 called Bar A BQ.
I've heard
Bar A Barbecue.
So far on my way though.
So they opened up there and it's actually at A&A Plants, which is kind of cool. They got a little food truck and they're there on the first and third Saturday of the month only.
Is that by that pie company place?
No, farther down, way farther west.
Okay.
And really fantastic Franklin-esque style barbecue. If you look at my Instagram, I should have posted something about it. It looks it tastes really, really good.
All right.
Really quite good. Where else are we going? Oh, this is interesting. For those of you who have been in the Woodlands a long time.
6 years now. Is it a long time? Yeah.
No, that's not long. Okay. A long time, and by long time I mean somebody, I was here, we got here in 86, 87, something like that.
You're here, they invented the Woodlands.
When they invented the Woodlands, yeah. So there was a Chef Chan's in Grogan's Mill shopping center. It's been there forever. And the original owners had a place on Kirkendall, and that's where the very original Chef Chan was. Then they moved up to Grogan's Mill. Then they sold it within the last couple of years.
Okay, so it was only in the last couple of years they sold it. Okay.
And
who'd they sell it to?
New owners, but kept the same menu, kept the same format, kept the same dine-in. Over COVID, they kind of obviously went to delivery, but they were a big delivery place anyway. Although they do have a lovely kind of dine-in section that was designed like a nice Chinese restaurant and stuff. But the Grogan's Mill Center has been on a downturn, ever since the grocery store there closed, the Fuddrucker. Oh, talk about closings. The Fuddruckers in Grogan's Mill closed after like 30 years of being in that space.
Ouch.
But that center just isn't,
it's not doing anything.
It's just not viable anymore.
Right.
But the new Chef Chan owners are still there. Now, the original owners, the guys who started the original place, the couple, are now in Indian Springs, and they opened the original Chef Chan's.
And I've been many times.
Yeah, and really, really good.
Oh, it's very good. In fact, it's your recommendation is the reason I even tried there.
Yeah.
And I've taken the guys from the shop there for lunch, and we eat there at least once a week. Every one of them say we could eat there every day, and we'd be okay with it.
In fact, I may have to have them tonight because really, really good. It's their original recipes. They've got a little dine-in right there. But again, they're doing this brisk takeout delivery business. What
makes me laugh about them is that every time I'm there, like by myself, like if I'm eating a late lunch and it's just me in the place, or late dinner, I'm the last two people in there.
Yeah, yeah.
Without fail, I hear the phone ring, and the son who answers it, without fail, every time I hear him say, "No, that's the other location on Grogan's Mill. We're actually down here," and I'm just laughing, like, wow, I've heard that every single time on the phone call.
Yeah. Yeah, well, understandable, kind of a little unusual kind of concept, but I highly recommend it. I think it's really good.
Me too. I've spent a lot of money there, and I have contractors who spend money there with me, go there because of me. And
I may spend some money there tonight because now I feel like Chinese food.
I know, right? Once you talk about Chef Chance, it gets on your head, and that's it.
Right. Their General Chicken with the red sauce, it's red, mahogany red.
But their spicy orange chicken has a great spice without burning.
Yeah.
Their General Tso's chicken has a great flavor without the chicken being dried.
Yeah.
Their Mongolian beef is so tender, and I actually
their special fried rice is really good.
Oh, it's always delicious.
Yeah. Okay, you're making me hungry. Making me hungry. So we won't be hungry. Let's talk about some more restaurants.
That's our job here.
That's our job. Okay, so I want to talk about a couple places in Houston.
Okay.
Not in the Woodlands, but we live in a bubble. Get out of the bubble.
We're very much in a bubble.
Go try some
here.
other things.
Yeah. Yeah, but we have to go downtown. And let me tell you, part of the joy of living in the Woodlands is that if you live and work in the Woodlands, you don't have to go downtown. And for a lot of us, it's quite the chore.
Yeah. Well, and then some of us like food. So a couple places that have opened. And this is just three that are, or actually I'm gonna write down one more here because it's one that I really like. And they are all in the same place. So first is Loro. So came out of Austin. This is a Aaron Franklin collaboration. Yeah. So basically,
what is Aaron Franklin famous for? Honestly,
barbecue.
Which one?
Franklin barbecue.
Oh, the Franklin barbecue.
The Franklin barbecue.
Oh, that's
why I'm giving you a look. For those of you who are on our stream and can't see me, giving Frank a look.
And here I am wincing from said look.
Yes. So they opened a Loro in Austin. Very good, really cool kind of outdoor space. Barbecue with an Asian influence, and really, really good. Opened one in Houston. Awesome. 19th Street in the Heights. Very, very cool place.
It's funny. I like to hear when there's a restaurant in the Heights because I don't want to have to go down.
Well, this is 3 restaurants in the Heights. So
I love it. Yes.
So down the street from Loro is Trattoria Sofia.
Oh, I've heard about that.
Which is opened by Ben Berg and his group.
How do I know Ben Berg? That sounds
B&B Butcher, BB Lemon,
love
the new Annie Cafe.
Yeah.
That's all him.
I will make the trip to Washington Avenue just for B&B.
Super, super good Italian, home-style Italian at Trattoria Sofia. Really cool space as well. And then a little farther down that same street, 19th, good friend of the show, Thomas Billy.
Oh.
Executive chef now at Chivos, which means goat.
Yes.
Interestingly, no goat on the menu, but could change. Who knows?
Does he have goat cheese?
He had burrata. But that's not goat cheese.
That's not goat cheese.
So he is now down at Chivos. Fan-freaking-tastic. That place has really no right being as good as it is. And I will say something that will update some people or upset some people in Houston.
Here we go.
Xochi.
Did you say Xochi?
Xochi. Xochi.
Oh yeah.
Downtown. One of Hugo Ortega's places.
Famous place.
Mexican. Not Tex-Mex, because Hugo knows his Mexican food, obviously. I had the tlayuda, which is like I want to say it's like a Mexican pizza, but it's not really Mexican pizza. It's a tortilla underneath with stuff on top.
How do I pronounce that?
I'm pronouncing it poorly.
Well, I mean,
tlayuda, it's Tlayuda.
Oh, so the T and the L are next to each other.
They are.
Oh, that makes it hard to pronounce.
Awkward. So I'm probably butchering it, but that's how I say it. I've had it there several times. I was not a fan. Just, I don't know if it was a texture. I don't know what it was. Thomas has one with strip loin on it at Chivos.
I'm sorry, with what?
Strip loin. Ribeye. Like beef.
Okay.
And it was unbelievable. Very
Restored
my faith in the dish. Yes. which is Tlayudas is it's a regional dish, but essentially you could think of it as like a Mexican pizza, right? Where it's just a tortilla underneath that kind of gets a little crispy, black beans, some sort of protein, meat, whatever, vegetables, lettuce, red onions.
So it's a flexible dish.
It's a flexible dish. It can be all sorts of different things. Yeah,
like so many other Mexican dishes.
Like so many other Mexican dishes, they're the same 10 ingredients. But this was executed really, really well, and they had one dish that was roasted grapes, pistachio, and burrata.
Oh, because I get excited about burrata.
Yeah.
And then you added the roasted grapes.
Yeah. With some toasted bread.
Okay, that sounds exciting.
Super good. Thomas does pretty amazing things anyway. One more, not in Midtown, actually, I'm sorry, not in the Heights, but actually Midtown is Blue Dorn, which is Aaron Blue Dorn's new place that took the spot of Passon Provisions on Taft. Taft off Allen Parkway, and really, really, really good. I ordered the dessert once, and it said what do you call it? A funnel cake.
Oh,
and I'm thinking, it's a fancier place, kind of a little small funnel cake. No, it was the size of a dinner plate.
Still,
yeah, it was huge. It was huge. It was fantastic.
See, now funnel cake for me is like sex.
Oh God.
Yeah. When it's good, it's really, really good, and when it's bad, it's still okay. Pretty good.
Yeah, it's still okay. Yeah, yeah. Really, very good. Those are most of the restaurants that have opened, and most of the restaurants that have closed. Interesting thing that is restarted, I will say, is so again, friend of the show, Austin Simmons, has restarted his Collaborate series. So this was a series that was being done pre-pandemic, and it's Collabor 8 EIGHT to go with his Curate concept that has not reopened, but maybe hopefully will in the future, which was the tasting menu concept at Tris. So he is partnering with different chefs where they do an 8-course dinner for a limited seating, and it's 4 dishes from one chef and 4 dishes from the other chef paired with wines, all that.
And where does he announce these collaborations?
On their website.
Okay.
The latest 3 have already sold out. They sold out within hours of being released.
I can imagine.
So the very first one was with Chef Jassy Bindra from Washington, D.C., who is the new exec chef at Amrina, which is the new, coming soon, high-end Indian, and I'm going to call it fusion, although he's going to get mad at me for saying that, Indian restaurant near the waterway.
I'm blown away.
In the old Kona Grill space.
I'm blown away at your knowledge on these items, or these news items. How do you even begin to keep up and find these things?
It's a good question. Ancient Chinese secret.
We need more Calgon.
We need more Calgon.
How many people know that old commercial?
Not many. You dated yourself right there. As did your Marlon Perkins comment earlier.
Well, Jim's gonna go in after that turtle.
So anyway, this is a really cool dining experience if you've never done this. So the last one was with Chef Jassy, and it was this Indian and then Chef Austin's take on French. And so you get this really cool combination, progressive meal. And then this one was really cool because both LeVar, the sommelier at Tris, and Giorgio, the GM and sommelier at Amrina, paired all the wines. So you had different wines with each dish that went through, and really, really very good. If you keep an eye on their website, you can see the future ones coming up. The third one of the series, right now, they released 3. The third one of the series is going to be another one, which was done before, but with Will Bachman from Corkscrew. So it's Chef Austin cooking his stuff and Will doing barbecue and bringing it together. The last time they did a pairing, this Collaborate dinner, it was unbelievable. It was, if you know Corkscrew barbecue, you know it's going to be unbelievable anyway. But it's not like he's just putting out brisket.
No, he's doing something special.
And the last version, I remember, had a brisket butter on something, and it was just
brisket butter.
Yeah, it was basically butter made from the fat of brisket and the rendered fat of the brisket, but it was incredible. So that's what we got for openings and closings.
That's exciting stuff in the Woodlands.
And new stuff.
So as if you weren't working hard enough to move to the Woodlands, we've just made, we have even more reasons than ever before.
Yep.
In the middle of crises worldwide,
yes,
the Woodlands is still an incredible place to be and well worth the time and effort to move here.
Yeah, I agree. And so what we're going to do is we'll put all of the links to all these different places underneath the YouTube link so you guys can all see them. But it was just a quick little podcast today, just to go over some openings and closings. And
I still think it took longer than you expect.
Did it really?
Yeah.
That's good.
And you can see Justin nodding, so.
He's nodding his head. When he's nodding his head, that's good. That's awesome. Thanks for joining us this time, Frank. Thanks for joining us.
Thank you for having me as always,
I'll give you the list, and you can go to all these places so we can talk about them in the future.
Because I was watching you scribbling, and all I could think was, how do I keep track of everything you talked about? But now I realize there's going to be a list on the podcast.
There's going to be a list, and so you can keep track and check them off.
Perfect. I have a long list of date nights for my wife.
There you go. Thanks for joining us.